fool me again. You can't fool me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy scandal, we can't buy time. You can't fool me again. Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. Hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. You touch up line and a resort to crime. You can't fool me again.
What we gonna eat no money, what we at you, eat no at you. Covid money, miss away in the year, make a rat you. Use the youth, the money, waste for most of man to statue. Say me like a catch you, but me got in a figure you. Take the skin from money, God and say that is not you. One day the man above me up, him a got up. Too much eating at the kitchen, some a fly by like a patu. When singers and DJs and social media's coming at you.
It burn me.
300% praise.
It burn me.
Garbage pile up the day.
It burn me.
Give the teacher them raise.
It burn me.
I see corruption please.
It burn me.
Mash down the people them house.
It burn me.
Every day appear arms out.
It burn me.
Appear money them a thief.
It burn me.
And them a sell out the beach.
Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy scandal, we can't buy time. You can't fool me again. Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. You touch up line and a resort to crime. You can't fool me again.
For me say big up all the charities and all of the givers. Some a go like say them powerful, me no make a bigger. The already promises none of them not deliver. Cut up the youth, they rap and they down in our fever. Member bowl only and they lie them tell. Corruption smell and they pocket them swell. When police don't a market like Satan out of hell, go mash up people start like thief when them sell.
It burn me.
Or they treat the market man.
It burn me.
Or them a treat the cat man.
It burn me.
Or they treat the peanut man.
It burn me.
Or them a treat the dirt man.
It burn me.
Or them a treat the son man.
It burn me.
Or them a treat policeman.
It burn me.
Or them a treat soldier man.
It burn me.
Or them a treat everyone.
Stibbidim day, stibbidim day, stibbidim day. We in Global TV says certain kind of friend we no cape. And some informer friend we love Lake. We in Global, bona fake friend and bona tape. We in Global, we not promote them, we not support them. Look at them on the cheek, come here represent for we in Global TV. Check it.
Good morning. If you're on the Eastern timeline, good afternoon from London. Thank you for joining us. I want me to do my freeze already. Thank you for joining us this morning. Let me apologize for the late start. I was taking a lot of phone calls and doing some rejigging, so pardon me for that. But before I start this morning, I want to ask you, it is a very serious program this morning. Don't take this finalele. It is a very serious program. And what I'm asking you to do is to share this live to your WhatsApp group, your social media page, and to at least 5 people you have never shared it to before. We're going to talk about a very, very important subject. It is a life and death situation that we're going to talk about. Something that concerns all of us. And it is important that we get this broadcast out there this morning. During our broadcast, we'll be slicing and dicing words, because you will understand what we are discussing as you can see those 2 little bottles on the screen, so you know what we will be discussing, so you will understand this morning the slicing and dicing of words. But good morning and welcome to everyone. Thank you for joining us. Good morning to my community of parity and all my family members. Good morning to my moderators, platform membership holders and subscribers, viewers and commenters. Good morning to everyone around the globe, wherever you're watching from. Doctor of stealing. It should rather be, though, doctor of everything bad. But we will get to that. like and share the live for me, please. We are going to do, I'm going to open a very pressing topic this morning, and I'll probably even go into it further later. It's something that we should all discuss and understand, because tantamount of our people globally was driven into this direction and have accepted what they were told then, which is now different. Governments breach your rights. Government signed away your rights. Government signed away your rights to redress. It is a very, very serious issue. But we will get into that. Natalia Freeman, good morning, good afternoon. Dorothy Elliott, Wayne Evans, Precious Allen, Patricia Matthews, Verna Timpson, Prof. Gorgeous Lady, Rosemary Samuels, Marcia Thomas, Abinasa Cody, Shauna Smith, Beat and Teach, Rosemary Samuels, Pamela Akola, Debbie Jervis, Sunshine, Jason Keane, Herbert Tuzelin, Violet Watson, Sharon Robinson, Lily Foster, Elaine Turner, JP, Laura Morris, Norman Ferguson, Rose, Monica Wills, Freedom, Georgette Dennis, Marlene Gordon, Monica Wills, Maxine Cummins, Carlene Jones, Empress GTV, Oops Official, Jeanette Joan Bailey, Sheva Peterkin, who else is here? Yvonne Green, Sonia Barracks, Joan Brown, Patricia Williams, Paula Shelley, Akabelan, Sonia Smykel, Tony Tall, Dorothy Elliott, Lorna Emery. Good morning, all. Good morning and welcome. Please like and share the live. Please. I wonder if when this gentleman spoke these things, if he spoke them as facts, if he spoke them because he was told, if he spoke them because it was written on a paper given to him, real sweet, MEM. He spoke them because he knew them to be true and he believed them.
The Prime Minister's tremendous professional career, personal integrity, and commitment to the task of honorable achievement. By the authority vested in me by the state of Delaware and the Board of Trustees of Delaware State University, Prime Minister, I confer upon you the university's highest honor, an honorary doctoral degree of humane letters with all the rights and privileges thereto appertaining. As a result of the Prime Minister's tremendous professional career, personal integrity, and commitment to the task of honorable achievement.
Which integrity is that? Want to clean out my ears. Millicent Jones, Lorna Emery, Jason King, Michelle Lewis Wilson Gottschalk, Tash. Which integrity is that? Wanna know me deaf in the early morning, talk fast. Which in what's it? Integrity. Now let's take off the N. Integrity. Does he know it to be true? Did someone write it on a paper, give it to him? Colin Richards. Was it something that he was told? Does he believe it? Was he given it to said? Or is he saying it as what he knew to be true and is facts? No, sir.
The Prime Minister's tremendous professional career, personal integrity, and commitment to the task of honorable achievement.
Did you hear this man? Personal integrity, he said. Personal integrity. From where and when and at what point you would need to speak to the Jamaican audience about who the man you be. Does anybody know who he is? Darren Daly. Personal integrity. Did you, sir, not hear that this Prime Minister refuses to sign a code of conduct of governance? Did you not hear? Or hear? Did you not hear? Deaf ears give problem. Yvonne Johnson. This is a classic example. It's the New York Consul General write it for him. Deaf ears. Deaf ears give problem. Personal integrity. What a load of wallop. Personal and professional, what's it? We can't even understand. We can't even repeat what the man has said because when in talk, it jumble up in my mind. I mean, I had the time to unjumble it this morning. Examine for yourself and help me to understand.
As a result of the Prime Minister's tremendous professional career, personal integrity, and commitment to the task of honorable achievement, by the authority.
Honorable achievement. Did you, sir, not hear or hear whichever tense me speak in this morning, Emery, that he throwed the University of the West Indies out of the Consul General building in New York because the University of the West Indies refused to give him Mr. Delaware State University what you bestowed. Did you not hear? Deaf ears this morning give problem. Deaf ears. A deaf ears across this morning, you know. But continue making him embarrass himself. Because listen, these people who used to wear these doctorals and professorial gowns, Almighty God are telling us that is why I enjoy being dunce. Because one thing me not take up brightness for do is to go look like Connie Bud and fool like them in a public. I am a qualified dunce, proud of it. But none of them don't bright like me. I can tell you that much. Isn't it rather confusing? May I celebrate my dunceness? Because if me for grace on the public with my illustrious brightness, my striped academic gown, when I don't say them, I take the piss out away. All because them say them. This is my problem with universities. This is my problem with universities. In the name of research, and academic elevations, them will allow you to go to road tomorrow morning and go tell you that a glass of red wine is good for you this Monday morning. Hero bottom. And next Monday morning, the university and the scientific community publish another research again. So more than half a glass of wine is dangerous to a particular organ. This is my problem with university. Them research and publish anything and giving authority to it. Sometimes not go so, you know. Sometimes nothing don't go so. It's all about this academic brouhaha, certification and elevation. Them fool we in the interest of claiming that them do research. I know miss this so.
As a result of the Prime Minister's tremendous professional career, personal integrity, and commitment to the task of honorable achievement, by the authority vested in me by the state of Delaware and the Board of Trustees of Delaware State University, Prime Minister, I confer upon you the university's highest honor, an honorary doctoral degree of humane letters with all the rights and privileges thereto appertaining. As a result of the Prime Minister's tremendous professional career, personal integrity, and commitment to the task of honorable achievement.
Did you question, sir, as to why the Caribbean top university, the University of the West Indies, refused to give Andrew Holness a doctorate, refused to be strong-armed by technocrats to give the Prime Minister a doctorate? Were you aware that the Prime Ministers represented in New York by the Consul General kicked the University of the West Indies out of their building because UWI refused to give the Prime Minister an award, and Delaware State University is giving the Prime Minister the award you failed to bestow upon our Prime Minister? Were you aware when you're talking about personal and professional integrity and commitment, Annie Jones, Marcia Esty? Me don't know what you're talking about, sir. If the University of the West Indies saw it fit to give Andrew Holness that recognition, I'm sure the Prime Minister, like others, Shelley and Fraser Price, Hussein Bolt, Beanie Man, I think Bounty Killer, and a host of other people, Muta Baruch, and everybody who have had many doctoral honorary. You don't think of your 27 or what's it or other on ears in politics, Prime Minister, or Mr. Delaware State, Chancellor, Chair, whatever you are. Me not really too care, Wayne Evans. If the University of the West Indies recognizes Andrew Holness to have done outstanding work in Jamaica, don't you think the University of the West Indies would have bestowed such honor upon Andrew Holness if they so deem him to be that of a person which is worthy of such an award? Dolly House play better than we are going here, so. Hold on the people. Dolly House. They move up on my mind. Dolly House play better, Ladybug and the brand. Dolly House play better than Roy Henry. Dolly House play better than what going here, so. Because when these people with their academic gowns and stripe put on them clothes and come in at the public and support these narrative, it sends a message to the wider audience that what Jamaica people at home is saying about Andrew Holness, Michelle Guthrie, what Jamaica people demonstrated, what Jamaican people was demonstrating about while Andrew Holness was being privately commenced in. I wonder why the Prime Minister kept his conferment in such a private. I told Bojo frighten you when you try frighten. We know we're not frightened. We know you did a beg it. We know you was begging it because the story break before you get it. So we not throw out UII out on a building because UII said and the Holness have to go and verify his 3 years later thingy rather first. These are my words before we give it to him. Did you, sir, know that the Prime Minister has not? Shauna Smith, how are you? Did you know that the Prime Minister for 3 years cannot substantiate his statutory declaration in order to have them verified by the Integrity Commission? Do you know that the Prime Minister cannot tell the country what his assets are? Do you know that this Prime Minister is not domiciled in Jamaica per se because online business them registered offshore? Do you know that this Prime Minister is a tax dodger or a tax evader in his country? Did you know those things when you spoke about this integrity? Did the Delaware State University do their research on Andrew Holness? Or is the Consul General in New York is in bed with somebody at Delaware State University so she can tap them on the shoulder and say, hey, can you do me this favor? And can I write this on piece of paper for you to spout out to the Jamaican audience? Is it any wonder Andrew Holness' conferment is on the same day of the demonstration? Why did you keep it so low-key and so private, Prime Minister? And then to top that off, we told of an illustrious banquet at the Consul General and the prior meet. All of them something they know Jamaica. But them spend on money on Friday and Saturday was under this guy's Andrew Holness doctoral party with Chinky, Lifey, Tixie, Jonjo Head, Gramps Morgan, and Dirty Luciana, Pispan Foot Luciana, go perform the $600 Andrew doctoral dinner, $600 a plate. Mitchie. 600 Charming Ranger US dollars a plate for Andrew doctoral dinner. But wasn't it though passed off to us as a children charity gala, something or other? But why then though all this coincided with Andrew's Christine Gilbert, with Andrew's doctoral? Don't you find it strange? Don't you find it strange how the two of them something get walla wash into each other? Monica Hawthorne, the Prime Minister have a secret private graduation. When left the country and not tell nobody, Jamaica, the Delaware State University is bestowing an honor on me, and I'm going up for my commencement up in private. Children charity gala dinner, $600 US per ticket. And because we're so nice, because Chinky Head, Jonjo Head, Luciana and Gramps Morgan is performing, we'll give you a discount on a table for 10. No, not discount. Because of $500, We don't know how it go. 5,000 for a table of 10. How much that a person? We don't know me done when it come to maths. Curtly conscious. And who else have I seen? 5,500 US dollars for a table of 10. How much that to one person? Sound audio is good. Okay. So each people get a $50 discount when you book as a group. Each person get a $50 discount. How much of you? How much of you show off people in the diaspora went and paid rather the $600 or this $550 US dollar to attend Andrew Holness doctoral dinner? Una don't see how it all played out. Friday, them have prior meeting at Council General when the demonstration they are going down. Brittany L. Deborah Lynn White. And then Saturday, them have this stocious dinner after Andrew Holness was graduated on Friday. Me know those to be a doctoral party. So you go. When you have those big brouhaha on the evening of your graduation or the day after your graduation, Emory. And that me want to know, Emory, which children will benefit from that money? And will the children ever heard about it at all? But me know this was a doctoral dinner and ball for Andrew Holness. I saw me know it go. Let me look how much I like the live before me start to discuss the 84 on, like seriously out of 220 on over there. No, so them something disgraceful. Disgraceful. But let me chat along. Andrew Holness made some. Should I play it for you? Because when you play somebody something, I know, it shows that them can't read what people write, give them. Should I play some of Andrew Holness commencement bandwagon for you? You don't want to be bored by it, or should I move on to the topic I'm going to discuss? Because when you listen to them reading, you know not everybody can read what people write. It's not everybody can read what people write. Just write something get Andrew Holness or favor and say how them butter and batter through it. Look here, if you don't like the live, yeah? Agency driver 5 1. I saw mine in England, you know. I'm a person who live in a park when summer come. As long as I have money to buy fruits and water for the whole day, me not have to come on my yard till sundown. So we go to park, go enjoy the sun, get vitamin D, feel alive. So I have to walk around droopy like Fayetteville. Even though when the sun hot, Derek Smith, I have to walk around and squint my eye like Horace Chang. But at least me not droopy like Fayetteville. Like up the live button, man. You can't just get up and go and say every day. Me not beg on no. Me not harass on no. Most of the time I am nice too, no. I mean, the most you can do is hit the like button. You know? It take a lot out of me to gather information. Jamaican call us, what on, bro? Junior Gallimore. What on? It take a lot out of me to do research or gather up things and bring to you. And sometimes they sit down and talk. And if we no quarrel, getting a fits and roll over the few likes. When you just sit down so with a hand on a timber or a jaw like when you fret on something, when you not fret, just hit the like button, and not to fret about. Do you want to hear some of the Prime Minister gibberish on Friday at Delaware State University? If you don't want to hear me, I not have to play and come and listen to the gibberish already. It only is going to bore me more, Raymond. All it I go do is hold me and pinch me with pliers a bit hard. But do you want to hear some of the Prime Minister gibberish? Do you want to hear how difficult it is to read what other people write? Perspective power. You know, so education is something we can run out. Just like we used to can't run out of gas. The way our politicians are behaving now, it's like education is something like gas where you can run out of. Gas done, car can't move. It's what it would appear to be with the Labour Party then. But I want to pause to do something nicely. To my brother, Ambassador Anu Zain L, I want to say congratulations on your upward movement in your business. Congratulations, bro. For those of you who do not know, Brother Anu, Ambassador, is one of the leading, or if not the leading, AI expert and AI company software in Jamaica. And I understand the struggle of getting a business off the ground. So well done, bro. Thank you very much for being a friend and brother. Great work. Continue to do your work and continue to excel. But I'll say a good morning, distant friend. It looks like when you don't want to hear Holness says, all right, we will move on. Oh, perspective power say yes, indeed. Anyway, do we have time for the lies, the scandal, and the mix-up? Beverly
in
Forbes.
Jamaica,
Sorry, Edwards.
when we greet friends, we say Wagwan. So Wagwan, DSU State.
Let me first correct you on something, Prime Minister. It's not DSU State. You address the Gradians as Wagwan DSU. The state in the S, Prime Minister, in DSU already represent the state, Delaware State University. Therefore, all you need to say is Wagwan DSU, done this or dance. Hey, Jesus. We shall come rejoicing, bringing in the thieves. Yvonne, Faithfully, James, how are you? Bringing in the thieves, bringing in the thieves. We shall come rejoicing, bringing in the thieves.
Back home in Jamaica, when we greet friends, we say Wagwan.
Rena.
So Wagwan, DSU State. Thank you so much for that kind introduction and welcome.
Sorry for your butting, but somebody help me to do this research. Is the Consul General a member of faculty at the Delaware State University because she sits in the faculty core on stage? Can somebody help me with this research, please? Is the Consul General a member of faculty at the Delaware State University? Consul General in the faculty core while the Prime Minister is being honored. Scandal.
I feel like I am among friends. Allow me to salute Chairman Leroy Tice and other members of the Board of Trustees, the academic staff, and other executive leadership of this great.
Who is Chairman Leroy Tice of Delaware State University? What is Chairman Tice or whatever him name connection to the Jamaica Consulate or the Jamaican government? It's a question that one could ask, but do we expect an answer is another question.
University, and I thank you for this kind invitation and honor.
Major Box.
Special thanks to your president, Dr. Tony Allen, a visionary and inspirational leader. Dr. Allen.
Who is that doctor? What connection does the doctor have to the Jamaican government or the Consul General?
And has pursued cooperation with Jamaica, and now hundreds of Jamaican students are accessing postgraduate studies through Delaware State. 38 students are now a part of this 2024 graduating cohort. It is my pleasure to have the opportunity to address this audience of officials and dignitaries on the platform, well-wishers gathered here, and of course, you, the DSU graduating class of 2024. We are all proud of your journey and achievement, and today we celebrate you.
This is the African phrase, clap for yourself. Encourage them to clap.
Now, as a parent myself of university students, you will understand if I specially acknowledge.
May I ask the question, Prime Minister? May I ask the question? How much children do you have at university age, Prime Minister? Do you have a daughter attending university in the United States? And if you do, which university does your daughter attend, Prime Minister?
The parents and other family members and sponsors, and I gather even employers are here. They celebrate your achievement.
Let me join Delaware top ranks,
the graduates, in saying a big thank you to them for their sacrifice and contribution to your success. They are fulfilled through your achievements. You can only repay them by paying forward, ensuring that your children, the generation coming, have the best educational opportunities possible. Securing generational access to education is the surest way to create generational wealth and economic independence. It is not so long ago, maybe 33 years ago, I started my own university journey. It was a struggle. I often tell the story that I went to university on an adventure. I didn't know where I would get the first cent, but I had faith that God had a plan for me. With the sacrifice of my parents, my mother, a clerk in the civil service, and my father, a small farmer, by working.
Is your father, Prime Minister, a small farmer or an ex-police or retired police officer? Is the Prime Minister father Mr. Holness, the farmer, or Mr. Bromwell, the retired, Sergeant Bromwell indeed be our Inspector Bromwell? Let's get on with it.
Part-time, and by getting student loans, I made it through.
We recognize it. You've pulled it through, made it and pulled it all through different things, Prime Minister. We've recognized, Noreen Dennison, Yvonne Facey, that you have pulled it through. But a question to you, Prime Minister. We are aware of the fact that after graduating from university, you were delinquent on your student loan. Have you made whole, Prime Minister, on that delinquency? Would the Prime Minister be able to tell us if he made whole the sum you know on his delinquency of student loan? That would be interested to know, Prime Minister, given, in your words, you have made it through. But we know you have pulled it through.
Yeah, I made it through. Now, as Prime Minister, I have the opportunity to pay it forward by ensuring that policies are in place to make it easier for students in my country to access student loans, grants, and scholarships. My government has removed the guarantee requirement for student loans. We have removed fees for technical.
Let me say this to you, Prime Minister. A graduation commencement speech. Who wrote that? A graduation commencement speech, Prime Minister, is not a political thing. It's not about your election campaign. It's not, Prime Minister, about your policies. Could the Delaware State University told us on what basis did you award the Prime Minister? Because the Prime Minister's speech needs to hinge somewhere around what his conferment was about or is about. Or, you know, yeah, me dunce. Me just dunce. Hey, Ransford McLean. Me dunce like the labor right them here.
And skills training education. And we have increased significantly the number of scholarships available. Now, as I survey this proud and accomplished audience of the class of 2024, I see some faces that remind me of my younger self, but I see a lot of faces that look like me now. But I'm sure that this cohort will produce some great leaders in their respective fields. Who knows, maybe even another president of the United States. Who knows?
Referring to Joe Biden, because Joe Biden from Delaware.
Recently, I was with a group of students, and a young lady pulled out her phone, ready to record me, while asking, Prime Minister, what advice would you give to your younger self? I later realized that this was a social media trend. I was taken by surprise. But since then, I've had some time to think about what advice I could share from my experience. First, perspective is important. Perspective is important. Life always throws up challenges, obstacles, and struggles.
The easy jerk.
At least that's how they may appear from your station in life, from your frame of mind, from your own understanding, from your point of view. However, obstacles are sometimes stepping stones. Challenges are usually opportunities to be discovered. Our struggles are oftentimes exercises to make us stronger. Our point of view, our perception may not be the full picture of reality. We can benefit immensely by approaching our problems from a different point of view. To achieve this, we must accept that regardless of how much knowledge we believe we possess, there is still more to learn.
Well on there.
At this stage, I could have decided, and probably should have decided, to give up. Notwithstanding how I felt, I listened to the advice. I consulted once again with my constituents. But I also listened to the voice inside my heart calling me to the service of the people of Jamaica.
Hey!
So with this perspective, we decided to take the chance once again, and we move forward with the challenge. The results were avoided again. And the election ran a third time. I won. And the rest, as they say, is history.
Let me just tap it there, sir. What you did not explain about this last bit of bangle panangle you were explaining, it was also Prime Minister Holness. Within that time, you were taken to the electoral court for electoral fraud and electoral violence. A long time in the business, Errol Brown. A long time in the business of criminality. But we're going to move on to the topic of discussion. For those of you who just arrived, I want to remind you of the lie that this man at Delaware State University told.
Prime Minister's tremendous professional career, personal integrity, and commitment to the task of honorable achievement. By the authority vested in me by the state of Delaware and the Board of Trustees of Delaware State University, Prime Minister, I confer upon you the university's highest honor, an honorary doctoral degree of humane letters with all the rights and privileges thereto appertaining. as a result of the Prime Minister's tremendous professional career.
I can guarantee you all, I don't know what this man is talking about. Okay? I really don't know what he's talking about. You can talk all them want. But our topic of discussion this morning, share, like, and share the live, please, is a very important topic that I want to discuss with you. As I said to you earlier, we are going to slice and dice word in order to navigate the robots this morning. But we are all aware of the withdrawal of the Zeneca. And it's because of a rare side effect that causes blood clots. There was a global campaign, but this morning, as global television, we're not going to globalize it. We're going to zoom in regionally. Mary. We're going to zoom in regionally on our territory, Jamaica, and our leaders and our officials and their links up there. We all knew what happened from 2020 onwards. We all knew of the drive and the torment that we should have this. It is good for us. A lot of us held out. A lot of us said, I don't trust this. A lot of us said, I don't believe this. A lot of us said, this is staging. A lot of us said, this is not research. And hell no, Jacqueline Bates, I'm not getting involved in it. A lot of people were saying from then what is coming out now. I want to play Andrew Holness' video for you. Then we proceed.
To me that people are not listening to what I've said. I have been very clear in Parliament, very clear, absolutely gone overboard to say we are not going back to lockdown. So be calm. And I've said what the strategy is. It is now in your hands. Go and take the vaccine. That is the strategy. We can't hold it down and put a needle in your hand. If you get sick, you will take that responsibility. There is an option. We have vaccines all over the place. We have sites all over the place. I don't hear one person complain that they can't get the vaccine anywhere. Go and get vaccinated. Argument done.
Welcome back. We're continuing the news. We begin this segment with news that a COVID-19 vaccination policy will be implemented for public sector workers, and it will require employees to get vaccinated. Prime Minister Andrew Holness made the revelation in Parliament earlier today.
The government of Jamaica will be taking steps to ensure that we can secure and guarantee the continued operation and provision of government services. We have indicated long ago that we will put in place measures for testing and for... I know there is great tension in the air.
Send a call everybody from the civil service. And send call the nation by extension, because we're going to tread in dangerous waters this morning. To you, the civil service members who were mandated by the government, are you aware that the government signed a pact? Not just your government, but as I said, we're zooming in on Jamaica this morning. Your government signed a pact that prevented you from bringing any or class action lawsuit against people like the Seneca who have pulled and who is admitting that this rare side effect of blood clotting exists. How much of us in Jamaica were bamboozled by the government to take on this Seneca? And now that you're aware that no matter what happens, you cannot go back to the Seneca or the government to hold them responsible because your government stitched you up. Here is the address for Delaware State University for those who wants to write to them. Your government signed a death warrant. And now people are and will be and may be dying of effects and consequences without any legal redress because of what your government has done. It is even going further. There is a new WHO regulations. It is called the Pandemic Prevention, Preparedness and Readiness and Response. Oh God, how go again? It's a complicated. Pandemic Preparedness, Readiness and Response. Preparedness, Readiness, and yes. There's a new regulation which comes out since the whole lockdown and brum brum scenario. A new WHO regulation, pandemic preparedness, readiness, and response. Under this new treaty, your government will be signing away your sovereignty, the country's sovereignty, and all of it to the WHO. Under that regulation, who can declare a pandemic without any scientific backing? And whatever instruction or regulation they give to governments across the world who have signed to the new pandemic preparedness, readiness, and response will have to implement and carry out any strategy given by who, which under who you have the World Health Assembly, who is the World Health Organization, under who also you have the World Health Assembly. It is that body that will become the one world government. People, this is very serious. Don't take this thing lightly. None of our governments globally is informing us about this new treaty that our sovereignty will be signed away globally to the elitist. This is the hastening, Lady J. Love. How are you, Errol Brown? This is the hastening of the digitalized society, Corey Pepper. This is the hastening of the digitalized society. When your country's sovereignty is signed over to who? Philip Sutherland. You, the people, will no longer have any redress to rights, any redress to human rights. Your state will just have to go along with the instructions of the World Health Assembly. Like and share this live, please. We are moving into a very dangerous territory globally. Us, the people, are not fully aware of what our governments are doing to us at the international level, particularly in the World Health Organization and the World Health Assembly. All these are organizations under the United Nations. Is a holder. And because we as a people are not aware of where this thing is going, we are walking blindly. Let me point to you another connection. It is the reason why this government is hastily rewriting your constitution to go republic because of this whole sovereignty issue. So this is why your government is hastily removing us from into a republic. But I see Marlene Malahoo fought, not to sidetracking because all of this tied into one. You would have seen Marlene Malahoo fought and those lot on us voting that the People's National Party block the first stage of the constitutional review process to be signed off. Let me explain to you here why the People's National Party, if you don't know, have blocked it. Beulah, morning. Florence Hamilton, how are you? Beulah, I saw you at the demo on Friday. How are you, Beulah? Welcome, welcome. Great supporter for Jamaica. Anthony Stewart. But to tie into the whole constitutional review and why Mark Golden, who is enforcing and that good governance and protecting your constitution and your rights. In this whole signing off thing, yes, they want to become a republic, but in it, they want to still keep the Privy Council as our final appellate jurisdiction. And Mark Golden is saying, no, if we're going republic, then we should come under the jurisdiction of the CCJ. They don't want to go under the CCJ. They want to go under the Privy Council. All that they're pushing to do is for Andrew Simone Beckford to come president before Sasha Lewis. Forget Andrew to become president. But again, as I explained to you the other night, what tied into the whole of this, remember the word sovereignty here. Cynthia Coley. Remember the word sovereignty here. Your government, under the new treaty, under the new World Health Organization treaty, your government is signing a treaty that signs away your country's sovereignty to the World Health Organization and by extension the World Health Assembly. That treaty is called the Pandemic Preparedness, Readiness, and Response. Even though none of our governments are informing us of that, however, they're hastily giving away your sovereignty to an international organization, Ronit Robert. Therefore, Andrew Holness is dealing with this issue of sovereignty now. So he gets hold of Jamaica when Jamaica becomes a republic. But Jamaica is not a unitary jurisdiction. It is not a one government jurisdiction. There is a cut-pick country within Jamaica. And under this whole sovereignty thing, you ought to know the power of indigenous people and indigenous land. Therefore, you see Chief Corey and the Maroons sidestep onto Holness and bring Buju Banton back into the United States where have them miserable. May I also inform you that very close sources of mine have spoken to Congress members, and Congress members are of the view that the entire Jamaican state is in confusion and does not know what to do or how to respond to the demonstration in New York, Manhattan on Friday. The Jamaica State, a New York official, argued is that they are in utter confusion. It would seem, and these are my words now, everybody is falling over themselves. Sovereignty. Sovereignty and indigenous land, indigenous people and indigenous land. The way Andrew Holness is going about this constitutional review will only be messy if Andrew Holness does not bring Chief Corey to the table and have meaningful dialogue with the power that Chief Corey possesses in Jamaica, whether you believe it, understand it, or not. Albert C. Chief Corey is the highest sovereign authority in Jamaica. Chief Corey does not come under the colonial jurisdiction of another government. Therefore, that's the protectorate for Jamaica in order for us, the people, to get our land back under the sovereignty thing. So Mark Golden is protecting us once more from the Prime Minister stitching up of our Constitution by removing us from the monarchy, but still keeping the Privy Council and doesn't want to engage with the Caribbean Court of Justice. So Mark Golden, as a legal scholar, Loris Bedford, understand the importance of reinforcing your constitution and not making your constitution weaker. What's the point of becoming a republic, but you still a member of the have the Privy Council as your final jurisdiction of appeal? Yes, for those who may not understand it, you can still be a republic and be a member of the Commonwealth, which is a different thing from having the Privy Council as your final court of appeal as a republic country. It don't work. And also it go. A republic country is under their own jurisdiction. Okay, you're a part of a regional jurisdiction. Yes, I understand how that CCJ works, because when Britain was a part of the European Union, then the European Union appellate jurisdiction on areas of competence where Britain signed up to in the EU, then you would go to the European Court of Justice for a ruling if you don't get a redress. Marcia Stewart, how are you? If you don't get a redress in the UK Supreme Court, then when Britain was a part of the EU, you could go to the European Court of Justice to challenge the ruling of the British Supreme Court. So I understand that regional jurisdiction when it comes to do with the Caribbean Court of Justice. Andrew Holness and his team, for whatever reason, don't want that. They just want Andrew to become president, and Andrew don't want the Maroons to have any say in Jamaica, which I can tell you, it will not work. Andrew will have to sit down, or we will have to bypass Andrew and any other government who is willing to sit down with the Maroon. Then we can have a proper constitutional reform as well as reclaiming our sovereignty over Jamaica. So this that your prime minister is doing to you is going to put us in further pickle when this treaty is being signed. You, the people, no longer have any right to redress for whatever malpractice, malfeasance that you may have to endure, or nonfeasance from the government, or from state actors, or from people like Big Pharma, i.e. the Zeneca, who know people won't be able to sue because your government who mandated you to take that has signed your waiver, have signed a waiver to prevent you, Anita Hines, the people, from being able to sue these organizations or as a group of people or a country to bring a class action lawsuit against these people or against our government by extension who mandate us. I don't know if you remember earlier this year, there was also a ruling because Australia was a country with very stringent rules also. And there was a ruling in the, I think, was it in the Victoria or someone of the Supreme Court in Australia, that the government mandate for public sector workers or emergency workers to have the thing was not legal. It was not legal. How are you, Michi? The problem is while we are going to be scooped up into this new stringent rules that are coming, one, we're not fully aware of all of what is happening and where the world is going. And even when we are informed and are aware, we do not take much interest. We have to wake up, my people. If we don't wake up, and I'm talking sooner rather than later, if we do not wake up, we have a lot to lose. We're going to lose our land. We're going to lose our rights. Jamaica is being encircled by everybody in the international circle who understand where the sovereignty issue is going. Why do you think they're cooping up land? Because they know when it becomes republic, everything which is not privately owned then will become state land, the people's land. Now, if all of those lands are sold and bought, you're asking for a revolution when government is going to limit down people to say you can only own so much acres because we have to go on a land distribution drive. Should this constitutional review not have a land distribution clause in it? But this subject, this is an opening of this subject because if me see the danger ahead, I don't want to know. Part of the responsibility of your ignorance will be mine. Why Jamaica want this government who is liar and thief? Jamaica people are brainwashed, Marcia, and one of the most dangerous things is when wicked, crooked, lied, oppressive, corrupt leaders are dealing with brainwashed people, especially people who have very low illiteracy, especially in the civic and social areas. It's not an easy ride. This is why you have Motamasi like me. This is why you have Motamasi like me, because the Gleaner, the Observer, TVJ, CVM, the all of them drop the ball. So this is why you have Motamasi like me. So we're going to look further into this issue because in the whole of it in danger. Some of us are aware of where it is going. Not a lot of us are aware where this thing is going. But for those of us who recognize the danger, it is for us to forewarn you, to say we're moving into an oppressive country. We're moving into an oppressive world. We're moving into an oppressive regime. But people power, people power can stem that flow of elitist wickedness. Unless we come together collectively as Jamaicans, collectively as people globally, they will be turning us into a robotized, enslaved populace globally. A robotized, enslaved global world. This is really where we're going. And it's not very far, because much and a lot of these things, they must achieve them by 2030. Have you heard about the UN 2030 agenda? Just type it in a Google and read it. One of you learn to read, and every day we have the conscience and passion to come out here, come read phone. One of you go learn to read, even if we don't mumble and stumble over it like Andrew Holness and Favor, go on, go still read. Ronald B., how are you? You see, the more you read, is the more your reading skill, understanding, and reading speed, and analytics of what you read develop. It also develop your critical thinking skills. We have to think in a zigzag, people. Life don't go in a straight line. We have to think in a zigzag. Right, let me explain Andrew and the Privy Council. The Privy Council encompasses the whole royal brouhaha. So a whole heap of different Privy Council body under the royal household. You have what is called the Privy Council. And when you hear they say people are member of the Privy Council, those people are just selected people to provide advice to the monarch. Members of the Privy Council, that's what they do. Provide advice to the monarch. Don't ask me on what. I cannot tell you. But that is what Andrew Holness is, a member of the Privy Council. But then you have what is called the Judicial Committee of the Privy Council. This is the judicial territory, the courts. So when you hear they talk about the Judicial Committee Board, they're talking about the Privy Council. That is controlled by the king's judges, the king's or the queen's judges. Only judges sits on the Judicial Committee of the Privy Council, which is a different board from the Privy Council, under the whole Privy Council banner. So Andrew Holness being a member of the Privy Council has nothing to do with the Judicial Committee, the court area. It's just advising the Queen, and members of the Privy Council are normally ex or current politicians. What advice would Andrew Holness provide to the monarch? Advising the monarch on issues to do with Jamaica, I would assume. So that's how the whole Privy Council brouhaha work as well. The Parliament is the legislative board for the Privy Council. So there's lots of different board under the arch of the Privy Council. Coach Noreen, how are you? But Ubuntu, how are you? Share this live, because this who topic is a very important topic. It's a topic not widely known and understood by a lot of us, because even me struggle with the legal knowledge, struggle to keep up with it. But it is danger insight, and it must be danger foresighted. So we are going to come back on this subject, and you must want to listen to it. When you listen to it, you will know that we need to protect ourselves, and we need to protect the freedom, sovereignty, and rights for our future generation, just like those on the slave battlefield, those who fought during colonialism, those who fought during the achievement of so-called independence era, those who fought during the civil rights movement, those who fought in the London riots in the 1970s and 80s. It was about maintaining our rights and our freedom of sovereignty and dignity. Anthony R. Wagwan, bro. And if we, this generation, drop that ball, it will be a woeful cry for us, the people. We need to be coming into ever more close ties with Africa. We're not going to make it in the West with the structure of Western hegemony. We have to reroute ourselves and look at other ways. We can no longer foster division between the so-called Jamaicans and the Maroons, the indigenous people. The Buju Banton scenario shows us that unity can change the governance structure and the political structure, the land ownership structure in our country. But it is for you, us, the people, to unite, dialogue, and make sure we can come to an agreement that will change, and not only change, but improve everything for us in Jamaica. Fitzroy Samuels. Let me remind you one more time before we go what Andrew Holness told you a couple of years ago.
And what it says to me is that people are not listening to what I have said. I have been very clear in Parliament, very clear, absolutely gone overboard to say we are not going back to lockdown. So be calm. And I've said what the strategy is. It is now in your hands. Go and take the vaccine. That is the strategy. We can't hold it down and put an eagle in your hand. If you get sick, you will take that responsibility. There is an option. We have vaccines all over the place. We have sites all over the place. I don't hear one person complain that they can't get the vaccine anywhere. Go and get vaccinated. Argument done.
Welcome back. We're continuing the news. We begin this segment with news that a COVID-19 vaccination policy will be implemented for public sector workers, and it will require employees to get vaccinated. Prime Minister Holness made the revelation in Parliament earlier today.
The government of Jamaica will be taking steps to ensure that we can secure and guarantee the continued operation and provision of government services. We have indicated long ago that we will put in place measures for testing and for... I know there is great tension in the air.
Personal integrity and commitment to the task of honorable achievement. As a result of the Prime Minister's tremendous professional career, personal integrity and commitment to the task of honorable achievement, by the authority vested in me by the state of Delaware and the Board of Trustees of Delaware State University, Prime Minister, I confer upon you the university's highest honor. And
just in case before we go, if any of you know what Delaware State University is talking about, my numbers are always on the screen. Just send me a text and say, this is what Delaware State University mean when they talk about personal integrity and professional commitment. Don't forget, semi-dons. And I know everything me I go understand. And when everybody talk, me I go understand. So anyone I don't know what I talk about, let me know. But thank you very much for being here this morning. Join us back later and call everybody where you know and tell them, say, tonight we're going to continue the subject of life and death. Because what we've been drawn into is a situation of life and death. Only though, if we understand where we really are and where we really are going. But thank you very much for being here this morning. Join us back later for the people's point of view when we will look at the issue of life and death.